Let's now move to the money desk. Devin Morrigan joining us. So, Devin, it's all about France-South Africa relations. An interesting day for France, of course, politically. Lots going on.
Yeah, indeed. And we could do with the investment, so that's exactly where we start. 100 business leaders from France are set to meet South Africa's business fraternity and decision makers this week. It's part of the Southern Africa-France Business Forum. Well, with me tonight is Jean-Claude Lesueur. He's the French, or the vice chairman of the French South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Jean-Claude, thanks very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you.
So 400 French companies in the country, 65,000 people employed in those French companies. You're probably very often asked, is this investment that normally comes in from the business side back in your country in for the long term, in for the long haul, or you know, is it touch and go? How do you answer that?
No, obviously speaking, basically speaking, when you are an industrial minority in your country, you are here to stay for a long time. So in reality, most of our investment have been here for years and years. We employ, as you may have seen, more than 65,000 South African employees, and we are very proud about that and participating also to the localization in reality. But in addition to that, we have at least the same number of employees indirectly here. And big companies are here to produce daily products that you can see here that are in reality from French content, but in reality French content made in South Africa for South Africa. So I think this, obviously we stay, and obviously what we are very interested in, and is the reason why also of this meeting, is for the people to try to see and to try to project themselves for the future, and to try to see how South Africa can allow us to continue to make our business as we did so far, and in reality to develop in reality more employment here.
Yeah. And when you watch something like we just seen 2 minutes ago, a discussion about power issues, I mean, we stepped into these power cuts just an hour ago. Those people that you speak of that produce these items need conveyor belts to roll, right? How do you navigate through that and remain confident, especially with the summit coming up?
Now, it's a complex situation. I am particularly, for example, leading a very big multinational here, making many products for the building construction here. And so we have plants in Brakpan, in Springs, that are heavily impacted by load shedding, and that create a lot of issues for us. So obviously speaking, we are welcoming all the efforts to be capable in reality to have a stable energy. And it's true that all that happens with ESCOM is not great things in reality for stability on processes, that energy is the key fuel in reality, if I don't want to use a bad word, the key fuel of any industry in the world. So I think, sincerely speaking, we have to find some mitigation purpose in reality, but that are not very easy to cope with. For example, we are making, for example, insulation, we are making plasters, and it's very difficult.
And that's part of, I think, that huge investment that was announced at the investment conference a couple of months ago.
Exactly.
France and the business fraternity involved in energy in this country. In what way, to what extent, and can it go some way?
Yeah, in reality, we announced in reality at the last SA Invest around 50 billion additional investment for the 4 years to come, after the 20 billion that we committed 2 years ago, just before the COVID. And part of it is effectively on energy. In reality, solar energy. We are participating on a public-private partnership in many tenders in reality to bring some new source of energy in the country, and also in all the scope of the industry to have a localization of processes. So we are welcoming. At the same time, we are working also on energy efficiency program. I think this is important also to better use the few energy we get. And I think this for ESCOM, and with a lot of discussion we had with DTI or with Mr. De Ruyter, with ESCOM, is to try also to see how we can better use the energy to have plants that are better managed, hotels that don't use air conditioning for nothing because they are not insulated. All those topics with locally made products in South Africa. But clearly speaking, big companies are EDF, Total, many companies here that are French in reality, ONG, are working actively to get some solar panels, but also some windmill in reality to get some energy.
Now, when you sit together at a summit of this kind happening next week, I mean, surely some of the conversation that comes up go beyond the issues of energy security, right? I mean, you clearly have an issue of efficiency of our ports, and business
true.
people like from your compartment need that. You've got the issue of anti-corruption policies that many investors beyond yourself would ask about. So when you sit down at these round tables, I mean, are they difficult conversations to have?
I think what is very amazing in reality in this country is that we can discuss of all the topics, including we follow our counterpart in the government. And in reality, we are here also to say, clearly speaking, what we need to work better and to get South Africa a very key element for our headquarters to navigate all around Africa. And obviously, you were talking about the port, the competitiveness of the port. The corridors, we saw last week some issues with trucks in reality in the hands-free, are key element for us. We have to improve on competitiveness if South Africa want to remain the hub for Africa. And if we want, and all the companies that are here, the 400 French companies that are here that invest in South Africa are investing in South Africa for the domestic market, but also for the rest. And we need to have much more security in terms of the way the port are managed, the timing, the lead time, and corruption is obviously part of it. I may add also another topic that is very important for us. We are very involved on the skills development. We have trained more than 26,000 South Africans in the past year in South Africa, so it's a very big effort. But at the same time, from some skills, we need to have foreigners. And I think it's very important just to make our businesses. And I am one of those guys who are very few in reality expatriate. But the problematic of visa is also a big issue. To ease business in South Africa is also a topic that we have to solve. And it's exactly the good forum to say exactly what we think. To be capable to create more jobs in South Africa, to be part in reality of the economical development of South Africa, but saying also the truth of what is missing.
Well, good luck this summer. Thanks very much indeed. Jean-Claude is Vice Chairman of the French South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank
you very much.